Hi, this is Ben. I'm going to complete day 17 of Wes Boss's JavaScript 30. And today I'm going to take this list of bands and I'm going to sort them alphabetically, but not include the articles if there's an article in any one of the band names. And then finally I'm going to post that list onto the DOM so that it displays in alphabetical order. So the really cool thing about today's exercise is it gives an example of a practical way to use a couple of array methods, specifically replace and sort. So let's get started. I've first grabbed an unordered list from my HTML document, and then I have this array of bands. So I'm going to first use the sort method to alphabetize this list of bands. So we'll say const sorted list is equal to, and we'll use the sort method. And sort takes two arguments. It's going to take A and B. You can call them whatever you want, but essentially sort is going to look at two elements at a time, and then based off of the condition that I provided, it will sort using that condition. So in this case, all I want to do to sort alphabetically, say, is A greater than B, then return 1. Oh, I need question mark. Return 1. Otherwise, return -1. And if that looks a little, I don't know what word to use, maybe esoteric, maybe a little strange, if you look at the documentation for sort, this comes straight from it. This is how you alphabetize a list. Now that we have that list alphabetized, let's add it to the DOM. So I'm going to grab bands list, and then I'm going to say inner HTML is equal to, and we're going to map over the sorted list. So that is the second of the array methods we're going to use today. And each element inside that sorted list is a band. And from that band, we're going to return. Actually, we can just skip the curly brackets because we'll do this little implicit return here. We're going to return a list item. So we'll say, what am I doing here? We'll say band. And then we'll close the list item. And that should display this list of bands in alphabetized order, an alphabetized list onto the DOM. But we're not quite finished yet. I just want to make sure I've gotten to this point. Perfect. Oh, so I've done two things wrong here. Well, the first thing is we're still including the articles, which is a big part of today's lesson. So I'll go ahead and chop that off. But you'll also notice these commas over here. And that's because map returns an array, and I don't want to display an array onto the DOM. So I need to do one thing here, and I'll use join to turn that big array into a string. So that'll get rid of the commas. There we go. So that is, I believe, the third use of an array method in this more practical sense. Okay, so today's lesson, how am I going to get the articles off of these list of bands? Well, I'm going to use a helper function, and then I'm going to invoke that helper function when I compare the values of A and B. So that function is this, const remove article, and that's going to take the name of a band, so we'll say band name. And with that band name, we're going to use replace, which I think now makes the fourth array method we're using. And we're just going to return. All we need to do is say band name dot replace. And similar to sort, if the following syntax looks a little strange, I would just recommend reading the documentation, but I will go ahead and explain semantically what this is doing. So we're going to say a, the, and an. Oh, I'm a little off here. Let's do space. The and an, and then I believe it's just another slash. We'll do I, and we're going to replace that with quotation marks, and then do dot trim. Okay, so what is this doing here? So replace in between these backs or forward slashes are any of the characters that I want to replace from that band name. After the backslashes, this I for insensitive, so if a, the, or an is capitalized or not, it's going to be replaced. And then this set of double quotes means replace these characters with actually nothing, just a blank space. So what does trim do? Well, trim is just going to get rid of any extra white space on the end of that band name. That way, when I pass that function here on sorted list, sorted isn't going to be looking at a blank character. It's going to be looking at whatever character occurs after a, the, or and. So now that we have that function written, let's go ahead and apply it to our values down here. So we'll say remove article, and we'll pass the band name at element A, and then we'll say remove article, and we'll pass it the band name at element B. Alright, and barring any mistakes, we should now see nothing. Okay, so there is a mistake somewhere. Let's see if my console has told me something. Remove Arctic seal is not defined. Typing. It is a skill. So let's say article. Alrighty. How are we doing here? Remove article. Nope. And actually, let's use my highlighter here. Okay, highlighter, highlighter, highlighter. Good. I have not misspelled remove article. Hey! Now we're cooking with gas. So we have a list of alphabetized band names, and we are disregarding the article. That's today's lesson. I'll see you tomorrow.